Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, one of the last affordable cars that you can buy that actually has four-wheel drive. Before we get in this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Southtown Imports for giving me some time with this Outlander. This particular one is still available for sale, so if you're interested, I'll include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into it. Powering the Outlander Sport is a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 29 on the highway, with power outputs being 148 horsepower and then 145 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see you've got like this U shape there that goes throughout, which I think actually looks pretty cool. Now in today's world, you can buy a $50,000 pickup truck without LED lights, but look at this. We got LED lights on this thing. That's pretty neat. And then you guys can see with our little turn signal down below, and then look at the front grille here with the Mitsubishi logo. Well, my camera decided to kind of die there at the end of that last clip, but anyways, let me know what you guys think about the front end on the Outlander Sport. Now, coming around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 225, 55, 18 in the front and over in the rear. And then you guys can see with the silver there on the top, and then notice the metallic gray below that. Pretty cool looking fender flare action, and then notice that goes to the bodywork there on the side, and then you got the turn signal indicator here on the side, and then notice everything else is kind of like blacked out. And then here's your full side view. This is similar in size to like Honda HR-V. I'd say it looks like it's about the same size as that. Bet you haven't seen one of these bad boys for a while. He got a key with the unlock and lock function. And then popping open the hatch here, you guys can see we've got a decent amount of storage space. You also have a cargo cover built in from the factory, and you got that little netting back there as well to kind of help out with partitioning the cargo back here. And when you're all done, just plop. I actually really like the design here of the taillights. Kind of reminds me of some of Chevy's taillights. 4-wheel drive there on the window, of course. And you can see Outlander Sport here on the other side. And then notice with the whole bottom of the bumper, kind of reminds me of the Crosstrek. But anyways, here's the rest of the rear. Let me know what you guys think about the style with this Outlander Sport. Now, taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see the cloth trim right here. And they got our window control, door handle, pretty straightforward. And this is pretty fancy. Look at the seats, like look at the design all down the center. That's pretty nifty. Now, legroom back here is actually pretty solid. And aside from that, engine's pretty solid. In terms of other amenities, it has a cup holder armrest, so I approve. Now, taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see the trim here at the top, and look at the cloth trim down below. And then we've got all of our window controls. You've got your lock function right there. It's pretty cool with the little icon. Anyways, you get your mirror adjustment, and then you can see with the mirrors itself. And then here's the front seat. Notice with the trim that goes down the center, the seat is manually adjustable. And then aside from that, you can see here for the collision assistance, and then your lane departure, and then the steering wheel itself is manually adjustable. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel itself, pretty basic with the material use. You've got your cruise control on the one side, phone controls, volume controls here on the other side, turn signal light stock, and then windshield wiper stock. And then taking a look at the rest of the gauge cluster itself, you guys can see, well, pretty straightforward, simplistic. All that we really need to know is apparently we gotta refuel. Now, in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lens. It looks like they don't turn with the steering wheel, but resolution on it's actually pretty solid. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, definitely more on the basic side. I do like that clicking sound. I don't know why I like that, but for some reason, it's satisfying. But you've got an analog volume control, radio control. Like, this has all the stuff that you need. Also, to mention, you've got this like carbon fiber print around the whole like infotainment system section. I accidentally turned on the windshield wipers. I'm an idiot. Anyways, single zone climate controls down below. Got some charging port action with stability control button. And then, yeah, we got this giant 4-wheel drive button. So you can pop it into, well, I'll just show you. So now this 4-wheel drive lock, not 4-wheel drive. And then here's our shifter for that CVT, as you can see. And then we've got a little brake right next to it, pretty standard. Some cup holders. And then you got the center console here. Nice padding here on the top. Pretty normal glove box as well. And then up top, we just have a lighter colored headliner. So there's quite a bit of glare, so it's kind of hard to see the window sticker, but this is just an Outlander Sport 2.0 ES. and we basically have pretty much everything is standard. There's a few bits of optional equipment. Anyways, total MSRP on this is $26,975, and that number is very important. The average brand new car is almost $50,000. The average used car is like $27,000, $28,000. So this car, brand new, brand spanking new, with a full warranty, costs less than the average used car. That's the definition of value. Let's see how it drives. Okay, well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear, and, well, we're gonna play the game of Ben's too lazy to fill this up with gas, and so let's hope we don't run out of gas during our test drive. Ha! It's a fun game. Anyways, other than me giving myself pointless amounts of stress, which is, I don't know, I kind of find it exciting. I want to talk about the Outlander Sport. So I'm sure I'm gonna get a bunch of comments talking about Mitsubishi, this and that, but the thing you got to give Mitsubishi props for is the fact that they are one of the few automakers that are actually building affordable cars. Because a lot of automakers have affordable cars, but they don't actually build them, right? Like Honda, for example, got rid of their base model package on the Civic, and the reason they did that is because they weren't actually building base model Civics and sending them to dealers. So like, yeah, let's just get rid of the package. And you have this with a lot of other automakers. They'll have like an affordable version of the car, but that affordable version never actually gets built. They always add options to it before it ends up, you know, making it to the dealership. But this, on the other hand, right, it's actually super affordable. Again, list other four-wheel drive crossovers that are under $30,000, right? It's not that, I mean, there's not a lot of vehicles that are under $30,000 brand new, let alone something with four-wheel drive and brand new and a full warranty, right? So now that that part's out of the way, I think it drives really well. Like, you know, obviously it's not the fastest vehicle on the planet, but I mean, this is kind of more for fuel economy than anything else. The suspension's pretty dang good. Like it's comfortable over bumps, so no complaints there. I mean, there's really, for the price this is in, for the segments this is in, I think it handles pretty decently as well. Again, you might compare this to like Honda HR-V. You might also compare it to Toyota CHR, for example. And I think it holds up pretty well to those vehicles. Again, definitely more simplistic, definitely more, you know, base, right? Like the HR-V, but again, the HR-V I had was over $30,000, so you'd hope that it has more to give at that price point. And I will say, this is like a random point. The smell of the interior here kind of reminds me of like mid-2000s cars, just with the materials and everything that they're using in it. It's kind of it's a nostalgic vehicle to get in. I feel like after I said that, now people are gonna like go to Mitsubishi dealerships and they're gonna start smelling the cars. Salespeople are gonna be like, what are you doing? Smelling nostalgia. But yeah, so I mean, like, other than what I've already stated, I guess we'll get an acceleration up here. I think this is just a good affordable car. Like, say what you will about Mitsubishi reliability, whatever, yada yada yada, this thing has a warranty, right? So if you're actually worried about Mitsubishi reliability, then just sell it before the warranty's up, right? And then you're good. So let me know what you guys think about the Outlander Sport. I think that it's a that's partial throttle, that's a little bit more throttle. I think it's a really good value in today's world where everything seems to be $50,000 plus.